History this morning, 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday, that Donald Trump has won the presidency for a second time. This time after having served for 4 years, then disputing the 2020 election, and then, of course, rallying a mob to the Capitol to try to interrupt the peaceful transfer of power there. Americans deciding to send him back to the White House for a second term.
We did it. We did it. We did it. Donald Trump is the 2024 winner of the presidency of the United States of America. Give yourself a round of applause. Everybody clap it up. Clap it up for yourselves. We did it. Restored my faith. Restored my faith in America and Americans. I haven't been on here for a while. I've been wanting to make some videos, but I haven't. But this is a good time as ever to come back and celebrate the win of Donald Trump. The comeback, the ultimate comeback of the century, of the history of the United States, probably. I mean, everything he went through, everything he's gone through, all the lies, the propaganda, the media hate, everything against him, trying to put him in jail. He almost dies, and they put him back in. And the media and the liberals, they just can't come to grips with why that happened. What happened? They're all up in arms. I got my Save America hat. I got my revenge shirt. It's time. I can't. I'm just elated. I can't say more. I mean, I was welling up when I saw live, everything that was going on. It was an amazing feeling. All these years, pretty much a decade of just persecution and hatred and lies and propaganda and being treated, ostracized. And not that that's just going away. I'm not, being ignorant to say that it's all gone or it's all done. We got a lot of work to do. It just starts now. This is just the beginning. We have to protect Trump. I've said it before. We have to protect Trump, obviously. It's not like all of a sudden assassination attempts are just going to end. We got so many things to talk about, but I'm just going to talk about the win here first. For my first video back, there's assassination plots from Iran. There's China hacking Trump and his advisors' phones. There's a lot to get to. A lot of issues, only 4 years, and we got to get to it. There's a lot to talk about, like I said, but let's just kind of talk about the election, talk about the results of how it broke down, how we got here, and what it's looking like. It's not just the presidency; it's the Senate. It's looking like the House as of right now, as this video has been put in or being recorded. Let's get down to some stats. So, here's a little bit of a breakdown. The demographics. This is very interesting. A lot of people are talking about this right now. We got, this is one of the more interesting ones, of course, because we have second time, a woman on the on the candidacy and running, and everybody's going crazy that men are, misogynistic, all this. Well, here we go. We got 55% voted for Trump, only 42% voted for Harris. I don't think that that's a huge disparity, but I don't know. They seem to think it is. And this is one of the more interesting parts of it. 45% of women voted for Trump. So there were people who knew what was going on. They weren't ignorant. They were awakened, and that is very reassuring because I was very worried about the woman vote. 53% obviously went for Harris. They did so much fear-mongering. They did so much lying. There's 2 videos of Kamala Harris that I have in, I believe, Wisconsin and like Michigan or something, doing the exact same speech verbatim, of course, because she just reads off teleprompter. It's verbatim every time. Everybody does that. I'm not lying. I'm not pretending like Trump hasn't done that before, but obviously we know he goes off the cuff. He says what he wants to say, and he doesn't always just read the teleprompter. And if it goes down, he just improvises. He's great at it. If it goes down, we've seen what happens with her. But but she, reads verbatim, and she's repeats a whole bunch of lies, particularly that if Trump wins, I'm telling you all right now, she's in front of a crowd of I don't know how many thousands, that Trump is gonna make institute a nationwide abortion ban. That's just a lie. It's just a lie outright. And she says it to a huge crowd in Wisconsin, I believe, and a huge crowd in, I believe, Michigan. I forget exactly where the second one was. And she's just lying. I don't, this type of slander and stuff happens within presidencies and different races and politics and blah, blah, blah. But there should be some kind of repercussion. The biggest problem, I think, in this country, or one of the biggest problems, is there's no consequence, no repercussions, no, coming down on anything that people do that is very detrimental and bad and evil. And I would categorize this as detrimental, evil, and bad for the country. You can't just outright lie and get away with it. I mean, it's freedom of speech. Sure, you can lie, but I think it's the accountability in the media. Nobody holds her accountable. Nobody calls that out. Nobody says that she's lying. Nobody says Trump is not going to do that. Everybody's saying that Project 2025 is his platform, when Agenda 47, we all know that's his platform. And, nobody calls it out. And it's really sad. I hate it. And another thing, I had to mention the video before this, the clip before this, Casey Hunt, the piece of garbage, announcing the victory. It just felt so good. She's so horrible, and she's been so horrible to Trump and everybody, and lying. And I'm reveling in just the tears, the liberal tears. And I'm not taking the high road. I don't care. A lot of people are like, oh, that's back to normalcy, or hey, we got to tone it down, or Trump's got to do this, or Trump's got to do that. No, he doesn't. He has to do what he wants to do. Everybody, including, especially like Republicans and different people in his ear saying, you do this, shut up. Let Trump, we got 4 years, let him govern, let him, do what he has to do and say what he has to say, and he can mess up and make mistakes if he does, or whatever, that'll be on him. But stop telling him what to do. I'm going to talk about this in a second after this. Sorry, I don't mean to cut into this, the demographics, but I'm going to talk about Susie Wiles, who he nominated, the first woman ever, and she was great. She did excellent. I think it's a great job. She was running his campaign, and they had, we'll talk about it in a second, but I think that she's going to help keep him in line, and it seems like she works very well with him. That's it. Other than that, everybody shut up. Let him do what he has to do. The media is going to come after him. They're going to say he's doing horrible things. He's a racist. He's misogynist. He's a xenophobe. All this stuff. These people have to be deported. These things have to happen. These laws have to be passed. And people have to be fired. People have to be corrupt people. And areas in the government have to be remedied and fixed. And, get the toxin out. Okay, so back to this real quick. The races, white, whatever. Black, 85-13. So that sounds like a landslide. But black population is smaller, obviously, than a lot of, like, the white population. But this is actually very good. This is actually 13%. Like, Republicans don't get black vote, ever. I think this is, like, the best since Nixon or something. The black people woke up. They woke up huge. They did a great job. And this is partly why the media had to go, and Kamala and her whole crew had to go after women and fearmonger the hell out of them, because they were losing grip on the black vote. And I'm just so happy that they woke up, because they need to. They've been manipulated for 4 years, every 4 years, really every 2 years with the midterms and stuff. And it's just cathartic to see people waking up, and to see all of this, all the work done. I mean, I said it in the live stream during the election night, when it was happening. Like I said, I was welling up because of all just everything building up, and it finally paid off. And it's just I listed all these people's names, and Scott Pressler is huge. All of his team, obviously, JD Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, just going out and campaigning for him. Marco Rubio, I mean, everybody. But of course, I named a lot of great influencers like Charlie Kirk and a lot of these guys who really put in so much work. They really did a good job. I mean, Elon Musk, same thing, fixing X. It's just, it really helped this. If they didn't do this, this may never have happened. But either way, this is the greatest comeback story of all time. Trump is the man. He's gonna help, make this country great again, save America. We have to do it, and I'm looking forward to these next 4 years, and also 2028. I'm really looking to that to see what was going to happen. I hope that it doesn't go back blue, but this is usually what happens. Regardless, Trump should have been in office 8 years. He should have had his second term. He should be ending his term right now. But the liberals, the media, the propagandists, the deep state, they just didn't want to let it happen. And guess what? Now you got 4 more years of Trump. So we'll see what happens in 28. I hope the train keeps going. I hope people realize that Trump does the right things for this country, and they're better off with him. And I hope things really turn around to really drive that home. But regardless, people are waking up. The black vote, amazing. Black population. The Hispanics, they really came out, and it's funny because the media is just blaming them directly, and they're being super racist about it. It's amazing. They're just saying that they're saying literally Spanish people are misogynists. Like, what are you doing? And they're saying that they're racist and stuff. What are you doing? I mean, if this is not a wake-up call to why the media is just garbage and they should be dismantled at this point, or at least regulated, or not regulated, but you know what I'm saying. Like, something should change to not let them get away with this type of egregious just racism, but also the lying obviously is even more important. But it's just crazy. It's like, what are you doing? I'm gonna make another video talking about all the outrages and the people losing their minds, the media. But like I said, I just want to make this about the win. It's amazing. I'm so happy. I mean, Asians, I was a little moving on. Asians, I was a little bit surprised about. I don't know why they're voting for Harris, but I guess they're Democrats traditionally. I don't know. I'd have to look at the history. Pull that up, Jamie, pull that up. I don't even know what that is. Caribbean, I don't know. But here's the other thing. People were looking at this a lot. The left media is looking at this, saying like, uneducated people, they didn't go to college, they don't know what's going on, they're not as sophisticated like us. And this is just pure prejudice. I hate this. It's been growing for a long time. There's a lot of disdain for Southern people or people from the Midwest, and they, from these, sophists, or I don't know what you want to call them, these uppity urban area people, and the media, of course, because they're rich and they think that they're the cream of the crop, and they love to go after that. And I have even family members that have dissed people from the South and stuff. I don't like that at all. I think we're all Americans. We all have our good things about us and bad things about us. We're all special in different ways, and I don't mean that in a snowflake way. I mean that literally, like, Southern people can change tires. Urbanites have no idea what the hell they're doing, mechanically. And urban area people read a lot and they think they know a lot. And Southern people just kind of have common sense and stuff. It's like, I'm obviously being vague or not super specific about this, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, everybody has, there's differences everywhere, but the urbanites, they love to just think that they're superior in all ways about to anyone else and anybody from a rural area. And it's nonsense. I think that these people have common sense. I think they see what was going on. I think they were more dialed in than anybody. So the non-college graduates, a lot of all the college graduates are brainwashed anyway, because it's just university, indoctrination city over there. So we know that's nonsense, but they're trying to lean into that and dig into that, and they can go screw themselves with that. And then I guess here's the other thing that was really big, is that this age group right here, the 45s to 64s, I was shocked that they were 54% over Harris's 44%. I thought that they were going to really mess this up, and they didn't. And this is my age group here. It was neck and neck, almost even. And I'm shocked about that too. It's just, I thought it would be more the other way, but I guess I always say, I think my generation, this group, this generation was like the start of the really liberal mentality and indoctrination. And I think that it only went downhill from there. But a lot of people in my age group kind of fell victim to that and are just really foolish and ignorant, and are kind of just really deep into the green and the garbage, all that stuff. So I guess it's not that shocking, but yeah, I was a little surprised. But either way, this is what won us pretty much the election, and it was a landslide. I mean, let's look at the results here. Pretty much a landslide. It could have been worse, but um, I mean, you see the votes still coming in. It's Friday night, November 11th or no, November 8th, and we don't even have Arizona's not in yet. This is saying that they won, but I'm pretty sure Arizona's not even in yet. It's what the hell is going on with Arizona? Arizona is the butt of the joke of America when it comes to elections. It's like it was Florida for a little bit there with the hanging chads with the Bush and Gore, but they cleaned up their act and they're the best. They're one of the best. I mean, they're a huge state and they get their stuff in like that. And Arizona, it's like, what are you doing? What the hell's going on over there? What's going on? And it's a border state. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think it's been overrun possibly. Maybe people who shouldn't be there are now citizens and making decisions. I don't know, but I know there's a couple big cities where liberals are just kind of taking over there, and that's a big problem too. And I really, really wanted Carrie Lake to win. Doesn't look like she's going to now, but the numbers are still coming in, so who knows? But I mean, 312 to 226. I've never seen something so beautiful. This map right here, New York was about 50-50 as well. They weren't really good. I didn't expect them to go red, but I was really proud in 44-55. That's close. That's really close. And I mean, almost all of Long Island was red. Obviously, just the big cities were blue pretty much, and that kind of just overtook everything. But this is just so beautiful. This is so beautiful. And then we got the Senate. This is still coming in, but we won the Senate. That's huge. That is so huge. We need to get the House. Looks like we're going to. We're just up against it. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this map. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So, I just wanted to take a look at these maps. It's 81% that the chances that we're going to win. Decision Desk, I don't really like Decision Desk, but I'm using it. Decision Desk during the election had Trump at 81 million votes at like 9 p.m. or like 7 p.m. or something. And it was really like 31 million. And Tim Pool, I was watching Tim Pool's Timcast, and he was like, holy crap, wait, is that right? And I was like, no, there's no way that's right. It doesn't make sense. We were only like, a couple hours into some of the polls closing, and it was wrong, and they readjusted it, but it's like, I don't know why that happened, but and stuff was kind of off with Decision Desk, but it seems like this is, it's a couple days out. Seems like this is all pretty solidified at this point, and we gotta win the House back. We gotta win the House back. They're just gonna impeach him again if we don't. But we got the Senate, so hey, things are good, and Trump is back. Beautiful. And I just want to look at some. Oh, this is him talking about Susie Wiles. This is him talking about Susie Wiles. Just gonna show you a little bit of that, just to show you what Trump thinks of her.
Let me also express my tremendous appreciation for Susie and Chris. The job you did. Susie, come here. Come here, Susie. Chris, come here, Chris. Susie likes to stay sort of in the back, let me tell you. The Ice Maiden, we call her the Ice Maiden. You want to say something? Come here, Chris. Come here, Chris. Susie likes to stay in the background. She's not in the background. Come here, say something.
She didn't want to say anything. She seems like pretty low key. She had eyes as wide as saucers when she called her up, but he loves her. You can tell, and he named her as the White House Chief of Staff already. First woman ever in history. Everybody thinks Trump hates women. Well, what do you say about that? I don't know. Either way, she ran the campaign. Him and this guy, this guy, and I think that she ran almost like a perfect campaign. This was better than his 2016. This was really, really well done. She didn't, he didn't falter. They had about maybe one slight falter with the Tony Hinchcliffe thing, which personally I didn't care about, but and I don't think that it's a big deal, but we can't deny that like it became a thing. They were looking for anything that they could get to talk about in the media to make them look bad, but so they latched onto that. It was a slight misstep. We all know that it's BS. Puerto Rico, they didn't care. The mansion in Puerto Rico, they flipped to Republican anyway. They voted for Trump. So, and they put out a memo that they supported Trump, a lot of them. So it's it's ridiculous, but he went turbo mode at the end. He went, I don't know how many 80 rallies or something, and then went a month or something crazy. And I mean, if you only had that one little thing, everything else was pretty much perfect. I feel like he was practically perfect at the end there. And I mean, I think seems like she's Susie Wiles here is a big part of that, and she's to blame for that in a good way. So that's a great one. We're going to talk about more appointments that he makes. There's a lot of talk about it, but I think that's just the first one right now so far. And yeah, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, here we go. Makes history. Names campaign co-chair, first ever female White House chief of staff. That's Susie Wiles. And you see that. Oh, and here's a post from Elon that's just beautiful. I saved this as well. I'm gonna just look at this every night before I go to bed. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. And let's end this video. I'm gonna just say, I'm so happy. We got to save America. We got a lot of work to do. We got to protect Trump. I said that before. I've said it many times. We're going to keep saying it. We got JD Vance. I don't want anything to happen to him. We got JD Vance. We got a lot of great people. We got a great unity party. We got a great team. I mean, RFK Jr. It's just, and we got talks of Ron Paul teaming up with Elon. I mean, I didn't pull his tweets up. I should have, but I mean, maybe I'll do that in the next video. But he's talking with Elon on Twitter, a little back and forth with Elon about, hey, maybe I'll help you with this. And Elon's, hey, why don't you come in? I don't know what Elon's really going to do. He seems like a decent, close advisor, and I love that. He's one of our modern geniuses, and he's from America. I mean, he's from South America, but he's American. He's American, baby, and we claim him, and we love him. And all the crap he's gotten, it's garbage. He's a hero for what he did with X and the campaigning at the end, helping Trump win, and what a guy. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Like I said, I'm going to end with, if that happens though, Ron Paul, I mean, he's the guy who got me into politics. I love Ron Paul. Maybe we don't want too many cooks in the kitchen. I'm just going to say that, but either way, like I said, we got to let Trump, do his thing. But regardless, what a night, what a week. It's just only sinking in. I woke up thinking, was that real? It was surreal. And I'm going to end with this video from Seamus Coughlin, Freedom Tunes. It was such a good video. I had to just include this. It's so good. It was so good. And obviously we all know about Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon, who they were killed by the New York government. They were pets of this couple, this great couple in upstate New York, I believe. They came in, they just took the animals. There was somebody, made a complaint or whatever. They went into their house, raided them, told them they couldn't go back in the house. They had to have a police escort to go to the bathroom. They couldn't feed they have like a ranch. They couldn't feed their animals lunch and dinner. They had to be sitting there for 5 hours while these assholes came in and just did whatever. And then they go and take the animals, the raccoon and the squirrel, and they euthanize them. Why? What a terrible story. And people say that this is the 2024 Harambe because it happened at the 11th hour there, and it was a big story. I mean, it touched everybody. For me, I've had not kids, but I've had animals my whole life, and various different types of weird animals, like exotic animals, a lot. I mean, I had a skunk. My sister had a skunk. She had a horse. I mean, I got to hang with these animals, of course, too, because obviously we grew up together, and I love animals myself. I had many dogs. I got a dog now, a little Chihuahua. I love him. We had cats. We had gerbils. Hedgehog. All sorts of weird things. And I know there are rules against this type of stuff, but it's just wrong what they did to these guys. But this isn't a video about that. I want to just show you this video, and we'll end on this. It's a minute long, and it's really good. I really like it. Thanks, Seamus.
Wow, I sure love my pet squirrel.
Mr. President. you tried to hurt Peanut.
Wait,
Officer Harris.
I was just following orders.
Then I order you into the crystals.
Yeah!